Hey guys, it's Nino Burst. I've got a new guide on the new Whitemane. I've been messing around with the talents, and I think that there is a new build that is going to be completely and utterly broken on Whitemane. So I'm going to show you guys this build, and hopefully it doesn't get nerfed too hard before it goes live. But
Zealously.
let's get started. So level 1, we have a new talent, Pity the Frail. So for every Searing Lash you hit onto people, it lowers the cooldown of your Inquisition. And this talent's kind of nice because with Whitemane, you're going to be constantly using your Clemency, and that shares a cooldown with your
Choose a
Inquisition.
talent.
So you can basically just use this cooldown and drop an E. It's going on cooldown too. So that's kind of nice. And also, I'm going to get a bot because we're going to need him when we go through the talents. Level 4, we have Unwavering Faith, which is basically a basic attack increase, and it also gives Whitemane 20% AA damage for every Zeal buff, which is really nice. So we're
Choose a
going to take
talent.
that. And we have Scarlet Wrath at 7, which basically gives you longer duration on your Zeal for every basic attack you do, which synergizes with the level 4.
Choose a talent.
Scarlet Aegis at 10, because Divine Reckoning isn't really a real
Choose a
ultimate.
talent.
And then at 13 we have
Choose a
Saintly
talent.
Greatstaff, which basically just increases your healing from basic attacks by 100%. At 16 we're going to take Harsh Discipline, which is the root combo that we've been always taking on
Choose a
Whitemane, hasn't
talent.
changed. And at 28 we have the new talent Fanatical Power, which can basically be used as like a global healing ability for your team, as it doesn't really have a range, and then it just gives you a permanent zeal on them. So I'm going to be using Garrosh for that.
Let the flame
So
of
see how the
salvation
zeal just
burn.
lasts forever? So he's going to be getting healed from whatever range he wants, and I won't have to bother ever putting a zeal on him by using either of my abilities. So I'm going to queue myself and Clemency this dummy, and then I'm going to start auto attacking. So with these talents, you basically have increased range and you have increased damage because I have 3 zeals active, right? And then I'm basically healing for double damage for my basic attacks with the Zeal effect, which is basically 100% of the damage you deal to heroes, which is really nice. Then we have Scarlet Crusade, which is basically increasing the duration on these Zeals. So you can basically keep them up long enough for your depression stacks to always go away. You know, like I can just pop one here,
Zealously.
pop one on myself, and you start basic attacking. This so all this bar will always run out before then. So why does this build work? A
You
lot of
shall
people are gonna
pay
say,
for this
hey,
treachery.
you can you can do this kind of build on Anduin with the basic attack build, and you'll die because you're basic attacking. Difference between Whitemane and Anduin is, let's say if this target dummy was a Greymane and he jumped on top of me, I can always just root combo him and keep him in place. Or if their whole team's diving me, I can just drop Scarlet Aegis and run away. So I have 2 escape tools that I can use to keep myself alive. And that's not all. You can't really see it because I'm full life, but the amount that this Zeal is healing this target dummy for, I'd also be healing myself. So basically, what I'm trying to say is that you basically have way more survivability, and you'll also be dealing decent damage because you're getting stack damage. Also, this is the maximum amount of units I can have with Zeal in this mode, like this test mode. But if I had 5 people on my team, I'd actually have 40% more auto attack damage because it wouldn't be hard to, use like 2 Zeals on 2 people, like me, myself, and then Clemency one other person, and then use another Q. And since I have 5 stacks, I can just keep auto attacking and keep it up. So I know you people want to see the other talents as well, so I'll quickly go through that. So level 1 we have Righteous Flame. This talent really hasn't changed too much. It's basically part of like the full E build, gives you increased damage. Then we have Inquisitor's Prayer, which is a new talent that gives you infinite health and mana. But it's not really
The
that useful of a
Inquisition
talent, so
progresses.
I don't really see its place ever. Next we have Martyrdom, which is just like increased AoE healing if you can keep Desperate Plea on everybody. But without going the Zeal build, it's hard to keep Zeal on 5 people constantly without going Like I'd feel like if you took this talent, you would have to take Inquisitor's Prayer at level 1 and stack a lot. Or take Divine Reckoning, which gives you mana back now, which isn't really that optimal. Indulgence is just like a really decent talent because you're going to be having at least 3 Zeals for most of the game, which means you'll just have an active 15% movement speed at all times of the game. There's Zealous Spirit, which is not really a talent because you can just Q yourself once and give yourself zeal, and you heal yourself too. So it's not really that useful. Then we have Intercession at 7, which is always really good. I take this talent if there's a lot of hard CC. If you think you can out heal the damage, I'd still take Scarlet Wrath because you're going to be having Scarlet Aegis at 10, which is really useful. We already went over Divine Reckoning. It's the same talent. It just gives you some mana back now. It's still not really that good of a talent. At 13, we have Subjugation, which is a pretty good talent for stopping anti-dive. I wouldn't really take this talent though if you're going to Zeal build because it's not that useful. And then we have Lashing Out, which is part of the E build, which could be decent if you're going double support and you want to go Divine Reckoning with all of the E talents. 16, we have Radiance, which is a pretty decent talent, but I'd rather have the root combo for peel and having additional layered CC with your main tank. And then we have Shared Punishment, which is not really a good talent because minus 10 armor and using your W in a way other than Clemency isn't that useful. And then at 20, most of the ultimates are the same. Scarlet Crusade is the same. Judgment Day is the only ult that's changed. Now it pulls them closer to the center, which is kind of nice. That doesn't really make the talent that useful, and Purge the Wicked is the same. So hopefully you guys try out this new Whitemane build. I promise you that I think some of these talents will get nerfed in the foreseeable future, if not before the live patch, maybe the next patch over. This talent specifically screams extremely unbalanced because getting an auto attack enhancer and a duration increase on your auto attack for Zeal and then doubling the output seems too synergistic to be balanced. So we might see a nerf on some of these talents, but as it is so far, this is most likely the best build possible that you could go on Whitemane. Your healing output can even be higher than, like, let's say like an Ariel, a Lucia, or an Ana. The only problem is obviously you need to be basic attacking a lot, but for most people that's the fun of playing healers, is being active and having agency as a support. So thanks for watching. I'll go over the Junkrat build next. Hopefully you enjoyed. See you guys.